Hi everyone, welcome back to SCI for part 2 of my video on how to find accommodation in Canada. As I always send a reminder, if this is your first time on the channel, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And for those of you who have been watching my videos that have not subscribed, please make sure to do so. It helps me put together more content for you. It gives me the encouragement, all right? To recap part one, it's all about the options that are available to you on campus, like the residence or through homestay, which is arranged through the school. Today's video is going to be about options that are going to be outside school. For the rest of today's video, I will demonstrate how to find accommodation on various reliable websites. You don't have to be in Canada to access these websites. You can use them right from your own country and make arrangements prior to arriving. But I want to send a word of caution out there that you're responsible for your actions. Make sure you're doing your research on what are the best and worst parts of town before you make any commitment. And definitely look out for scammers because you're going to find a few on some of these websites, and I'll let you know when we see them. But anyways, this beautiful scenic view you're looking at is the Niagara waterfall area. You could see the rainbow from there. It's really beautiful here. I might have some more to show you in this video, but first things first, let's get to the demonstration on the various platforms. Enjoy. The first platform is Airbnb, and I apologize that I'm using my phone, screen recording of my phone to show you this. Airbnb is mostly for those who want to find short-term rental or short-term accommodation. If you've received your visa late, you don't have to wait till you find accommodation before you arrive in the country. You can arrive in Canada, find an Airbnb, and you can get a room for as little as $52 or $45, depending on which city, for a night. And you can book that temporarily until you find a permanent solution for your housing need. That said, others will recommend you use a hotel. Yes, you can use a hotel as well, but hotels are going to be a little more expensive than an Airbnb. And as you can see from this Airbnb here, you can put in filters, you can put in location, and you'll be able to narrow it down to your price. And then you can see the ratings other customers have given. Next on the list is Kijiji. Kijiji is a little bit of old school, but still works. You can go on Kijiji. You have the option to put in filters. If we search around Ottawa for accommodation, we'll be able to see a couple options. It's going to work pretty much everywhere in Canada. Kijiji will have listings pretty much for pretty much everywhere in Canada. You'll be able to find accommodation. And if you're going to University of Ottawa, you want to look around the downtown area. The good thing about the Ottawa region is that it's also close to Gatineau, which is in Quebec, and accommodation in Quebec tends to be cheaper than in Ottawa. So a lot of people who live and work in Ottawa, Ontario, live on the other side across the river in Gatineau. Beautiful city, Ottawa. All right, so you can see in there, this is a typical posting that you would see. You should definitely read the posting to see what the landlord or the ad poster is looking for. This is a really nice posting. And if you're interested, you would want to send them a message. Check if this is available or not, and then make arrangements. Definitely make sure you see the property in person before making any deposits, because I've seen quite a bit of scammers on Kijiji. I'm not pointing to this advertisement by any ways, but I've seen quite a bit. They will show you a really nice house, too good to be true. You make arrangements to see the place, you drive there, and then you call them. They give you excuses that they had to go out of country or travel, but then you've seen the house from the outside and you've seen pictures online. If you like what you see, send them a deposit and they will mail you the keys. I guarantee you that is a scam. If you come across this, it's a scam. Next is Facebook Marketplace. So Facebook Marketplace seems to be taking all the hype lately from Kijiji, but I also understand Facebook Marketplace might not be available in every country. So if you have Facebook Marketplace, good for you. If not, if you know someone in Canada, you could contact them to look on Facebook Marketplace for you. So it's going to be very similar to the others. You have the option to filter down to your location. You could put your school address and put it in the search bar, search box, whatever, that you're looking for a room, and then filter through the rooms. You could put in a category, you could put in a range for the price you can afford. Check out the pictures. I'm going to give you the same advice I did for Kijiji. Make sure that you're not making any deposits for anything you've seen on Facebook Marketplace without first meeting the person who posted the ad and also physically getting in and checking out the property. Okay, I'm looking out for you. I don't want you to fall victim to any scammer online, and especially for international students who are coming in, might be new in the country and maybe so trusting of the country. Yeah, there are some bad nuts. Canadians are generally very nice people, but again, no society is perfect. So make sure you're looking out, checking your back. You don't give any money to any scammer. Yeah, so Facebook Market is pretty great for this kind of thing. I'm not going to hype it too much, but it's useful. As you can see, feel free to narrow down your search to your preference and go with it. Next is Pad Mapper. I am not too familiar with this one, but I've seen that it's getting popular in the urban areas, Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary. You definitely want to check out Pad Mapper as well. If the other options I've shown previously have not yielded the results, you want to check on Pad Mapper as well. Again, I'm not too familiar with this website, so I can't say very much, but I'll still send the same caution that make sure you're looking out for your back. Make sure you physically see the property and meet with the person who has posted the ad before you make any deposit. Okay, don't make any deposit for anything you haven't seen. Yeah, so I can't say too much about Pad Mapper, but it looks like they got something. And I apologize for Toronto. It's not the cheapest of cities. As a matter of fact, Canada is undergoing a housing crisis, so accommodation is getting pretty expensive. Not just accommodation, but pretty much everything is getting high. But don't let that scare you. There are people living here. I'm sure you can do it too. It won't be easy for everyone, especially at the beginning, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. Um, yeah, so this is Pad Mapper for you. Yeah, I'm sure I could have checked another city, but yeah, there are definitely people coming to Toronto as well. So we might as well show you Toronto and you have an idea of what to expect. If you're looking in Toronto, you could find a room, you could find an apartment, but Toronto, again, Toronto, Vancouver will not be the cheapest I have seen. Okay, so this will be it for Pad Mapper. Let's move on to the next. And the last but not the least is Realtor.ca. And I'll say this is probably one of my favorite websites simply because I haven't seen any scammers here. I'm not going to say 100%, but I personally haven't seen any scammers here. Pretty much every person you deal with on this website is going to be a certified real estate agent of the province where you're looking. And if you have any issues with them, you can report them to the real estate agency or brokerage they work for. That said, the only thing about Realtor.ca is that you won't be finding a room for rent here. What you're going to see mostly is going to be houses for sale or apartments or houses for rent, right? So if you happen to be in the country with a sibling or a friend or you know someone, you could bundle up and rent an apartment from Realtor.ca. If not, if you're in the country by yourself, you could go to your school's international office and let them know if there are other students who are looking. You will be interested in joining up with them to rent an apartment and split the bill. You never know, you could be lucky to find a like-minded person who will be interested in doing this with you. So as you can see, it might look expensive, and that's if you're renting by yourself, but I'm sure it's going to be manageable if you're going to join up with others to rent and split the bill. All right. As promised earlier, now it's time for me to show you more of our beautiful Niagara Falls. And what you see on the other side there is New York State, and the bridge crosses into New York. That said, this is a very beautiful, very scenic area. Doesn't matter what time of the year or day you find yourself here, you're going to see tons of people around. Trust me, I've been here in the winter at night and there were lots of people around, but it doesn't matter. You're going to enjoy your time here no matter what. Yeah, so we will be heading towards the border, crossing into New York State, towards Buffalo, New York. You will see another angle of the waterfall in this direction. I'm sure not a lot of people have seen it from here. It's beautiful and it's interesting, I would say. I'd like to also mention that I will have some more videos of the beautiful Niagara waterfall in the Niagara area to show you in my future uploads. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy this. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Feel free to send me your questions and I'll be happy to help in any way I can. Yeah, enjoy the video and stay tuned.